Alright, welcome guys. Predator Badlands was supposed to be releasing a trailer maybe today, maybe this week. We don't know, but it's not actually released yet. I was waiting. I was holding off. Doing any content until that emerged. But yeah, alas, it is not here. So, thought we'd take a look at this instead. There has been a leaked trailer breakdown, or description, should I say, for that. I'm not going to cover it. I haven't even read it. I want to watch that trailer and just absorb it and then do a reaction to you guys. So I haven't looked at that description, but like I said, we've got this. So we've got this here, which is new Badlands stills and details from Empire, and then we also have this, which is a new poster, which we'll get into as well. So anyway, let's take a look. Hit subscribe if you're new here, and do turn those bell notifications on. The stills are quite interesting, actually, and regardless of whatever I personally think or you think of Deck's design, which is, granted, dumb. I don't like the design, and I'm happy to say it. I like the look of some of this stuff. So, you know, I remain kind of open-minded. Well, I do remain open-minded. I will watch it open-minded. And I want it to be good. I want it to be a good film. So, yeah, let's take a look. So, I'm saying so a lot, aren't I? But, as I said, indeed. We've got, basically, as it says here, some elements from Empire. And it says this: that moment is absolutely part of my interest in pursuing unique protagonists. Now this is actually in reference to Dan Trachtenberg, which is a weird comparison, but crediting the Star Wars The Force Awakens trailer where John Boyega sort of pops up and he's like, what's going on? And then obviously he's a stormtrooper. So he's referencing that, right? That moment is absolutely part of my interest in pursuing unique protagonists. So he as a protagonist, basically being a stormtrooper turned good, I guess. It's a weird comparison. So he says this: there's one version of The Predator Wins that's just a slasher film where you're with the slasher. That didn't thrill me. More interesting was digging into these creatures' culture to create a protagonist we can connect to. Now that's interesting. I've long said that the Predator franchise needs to be shook up, and ultimately you have to have a Predator win one day. Like, you just have to. Otherwise, it is paint by numbers. Now, they've gone a different route to what I would personally do. I don't think actually, and I think this is a myopic look at it, right? Saying that that's just a slasher film where you're with the slasher. No, actually, not true. Not true at all. You could genuinely follow the whole movie, getting to know these characters, right? Following our point of view characters, building their character arcs, getting them to face off with the Predator, and then the Predator wins. You could genuinely do that. And then you could set up something further down the line where another protagonist has to come in upon seeing the slaughter and bloodshed to then take on that Predator and win. Almost like a an intergenerational character arc, right? An intergenerational struggle with this mythic intergalactic hunter. I think that would be wicked. So I think that their approach to this, in terms of Dan looking at it going, well, there's one version where the Predator wins, and that's just a slasher film. I think that's actually a really dumb way of looking at it. I think there's multiple. There's multiple ways you could do it, and I think the way I've suggested it, I mean, I'm biased, obviously. I think it'd be wicked. So, but this is a cool picture, right? Like, how cool is this picture? With the swords? I quite like the swords that they've created now for the Predators. I like it. I think it's cool. This is Deck's father as well, which I think is quite cool. We recently had revealed to us the face of Deck's father. Looks pretty normal. Makes us question even more why the hell Deck looks like an idiot, but never mind. So discussing the tone of Predator Badlands and the portrayal of Deck, Dan Trachtenberg described the film as a crazy adventure and says it's like a Ray Harryhausen movie, this crazy adventure against monsters and the elements. Only this time it's a badass Predator against those things. We wanted Deck to be relatable, but without turning him into Luke Skywalker. He's still a Predator. We had to allow him to be a dick, but a dick you can root for. Fine. Some of these images here of, on set of the chap that is playing Deck, and obviously Elle Fanning. I think it's cool. It's interesting. Apparently, there's an element of music in this as well. So Predator Badlands is Demetrius Schuster's first time stepping into the boots of the Predator. Discussing his preparation for portraying this Yautja runt, Demetrius found inspiration in not only the performances from the previous films, but also the music of Australian rap group 1-4, which I've never heard of, but I'm old, so who cares? Their music is about not nice things, but it's translated to Deck's mentality. Violence is the culture he grew up in. Yautja society is built on hunting, so Deck sees it as honourable. Sure, fine. And then there's just a little bit as well with respect to the Predator language. They just say it was so detailed, different words for singulars and plurals. The most difficult was the click sound deep in the throat. So that's just to do with the language. But these images are cool, right? Like, this is a cool image. Pretty bad quality here, but it's good. It was a good image. Like, I like it. I like the set design, right? Like, I'm looking at this. I like the set design quite a lot, actually. To me, it looks very in keeping with what we've seen before, right? There was a brief glimpse of Yautja Prime in AVP Requiem, and I think this is in keeping with that. Not that they need to, but that aesthetic, I think, actually they nailed. So of all the things that you'd keep, that's a good one to keep. Elle Fanning's character completely ripped in half, which we knew anyway. I actually think that looks good. Like, this could run the risk of looking really dodgy, and I think that actually looks solid. So that's decent. Bit of sword play here, where he's facing off against the Kalisk, or Kalisk, the monster at the end of the film. And again, another image here where he is presumably now under the Kalisk, facing off against this gigantic kaiju-like creature at the end of the film, which actually we can see more of in here. So you can see this image here. It's a good image, right? Like, I mean, it's not a lot here that you can see. There's a few things. You know, the fight between Deck and his brother, just top right there. His father looming over. Bunch of creatures. The Kalisk here. A bit of Elle Fanning's character. Tessa, I think is the name. So Thea and Tessa. It all looks good, right? Like this gigantic Weyland-Yutani robot. Presumably some form of, I don't know, like hardware moving machinery. Who knows? But it looks cool. I'm keen on all of this. I think this looks wicked. There's another image there. I do actually think it looks pretty good. This is obviously, they've edited it out a little bit. There you go. Anyway, that's it really. There's not a whole lot else here to kind of go through. Yeah, I think it looks decent. I'm a bit annoyed that we still haven't got that last trailer because there's been lots of teasers about it. But it's a decent poster. I'm hoping this is good. The box office predictions look pretty good. And again, you know, whatever I think of the face of Deck, which is dumb. Like, it's dumb. I want this to be a good film. So I go in optimistically, but at least with an open mind. So there you go. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Take care. Bye-bye now.